We celebrate today the first monk to become Bishop of Rome, Pope Gregory the Great, who was elected to that see in 590. The scion of a senatorial family with immense wealth, Gregory had previously founded 6 monasteries on the family estates in Sicily and a 7th in their palace on the Caelian hill at Rome, where he himself led the monastic community. We honor his memory, however, not so much for his monastic life as for his virtuous administration of the Roman Church at a time of much political instability and economic hardship. We have something like 850 of his letters, and they're mainly business letters. And we also have his pastoral rule, a textbook, if you like, for the proper running of the church. So a theologian, a doctor of the church, but a pastoral theologian. Now, this may sound somewhat underwhelming, even off-putting, if we have a narrow view of holiness as essentially pietistic and otherworldly. Or if we think the effective exercise of authority can only be carried off through violence or other injustice. And our culture is often very suspicious of those who devote their energies to public institutions, be they secular or religious, with, of course, the current exception of the National Health Service. But St. Gregory reminds us that power can be exercised responsibly by the grace of God for the common good. When Lombard kings were vying for control of Italy, with the exarch appointed in Constantinople, so they were rivals for power. And when the Roman populace was threatened with hunger, it was Gregory's diplomacy, Gregory's sound management of the papal estates that secured lives which otherwise would have been lost to warfare or malnourishment. And within the Italian Church, Gregory acted repeatedly to ensure the appointment of competent bishops and to regulate the position of the many monasteries that existed within their diocese. And of course, some of those monks were organized into the missionary teams sent by Gregory to re-evangelize the Saxon kingdoms of England. Now, to ground his authority in such troubled times, Gregory articulated a high view of papal authority, one rooted in the Petrine ministry. He wrote to the Emperor Maurice, "It is clear to all those who know the Gospels that by the holy voice of the Lord, the care of the whole Church has been committed to the blessed Peter, Prince of Apostles." And that was an authority to which Gregory laid claim and of which he made good use as Peter's successor. So Gregory declared on becoming Pope, "I've taken charge of an old and grievously shattered ship. And to keep that ship from sinking before his death in early 604 was a major and indeed a noble achievement." In the very different circumstances of our own lives, we too may be called to advance the common good, and to do so through institutions in the public square, be they secular or religious. And by the grace of God, these endeavours may also make for our sanctity as we seek to love our neighbour in the difficult days that surely lie ahead.